Hey guys, welcome to another episode of F1 Podcast. Well, we're going to talk about the FIA FOTA, Max, and we've done quite a few videos about this, and am I right, Max? We were hoping it was going to simmer down, but we weren't confident, and it hasn't. There's been a little bit of feistiness in the last week about the FOTA situation, Max. So.
Quite frankly, Matt, I'm fed up with talking about it, to be brutally honest with you, and I think you all are fed up with hearing about it.
But we're still going to talk about it, Max.
Absolutely.
Because they met at the Nürburgring in the lead up to the Nürburgring race, and we had this ridiculous situation with the FIA saying, well, no, FOTA, we're not going to recognise your point of view because you're not actually entered into the 2010 World Championship. And when I read that, I thought, that's complete bullshit. Again, they're playing games.
Hang on.
Yeah, again, they're trying to, do a little bit of, I don't know what you call it, Max.
Shadow boxing.
Yeah. What are they doing? It's not very conciliatory, and they understand now that FOTA's got some power because they took FOTA to the brink, and FOTA said, fuck you, we're going to run around championship, and now they're still trying to niggle away at FOTA and say you have no input into this championship, and I was annoyed, Max. I was totally annoyed that this has come up again.
Yep, and I can understand that, mate, and I don't think you're alone on that point. My ultimate solution to this would be for FOTA to turn around and say, you know what, we were willing to compromise. Fuck you. We are now going to start our own breakaway series, and let's see how you like them apples. All right. We were actually questioned by some of you guys with some of your comments that you made. Oh, hang on a minute, guys. I thought you wanted a breakaway series, and now that there's a compromise, you're happy. Yeah, under the circumstances, we've always maintained we wanted a breakaway series if this bullshit's going to continue. But we sort of figured, all right, well, if there's some level that we can all agree on, then it was okay, and so was Pep to carry on with that. But this is getting to the point of absurdity now.
Yeah.
I mean, this is dragging our sports name down through the fucking mud again.
Yeah.
All right, you've had your chance. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, let's be very clear about this, guys. The FIA is there to create a framework, to create a set of rules and regulations and that sort of thing. When you're actually creating rules and you're saying we're not going to consult with the people who are actually doing the racing, who are showing up, who are spending the money, the actual show itself is created by FOTA. And the FIA is there really just as a regulatory body to say that things are good or things are bad and to do scrutineering after races and things like that. What they're actually saying here is, we're going to create a set of rules, but we're not going to consult you, and you don't have any say in it. And that is just ridiculous. These guys are spending the money, these guys are doing the Grand Prix racing. So, the sooner, we've said it before, the sooner that Max Mosley gets out and they get someone who's more consultative, someone who understands that they're there just to create a situation for racing.
A spectacle that motorsport fans want to see and want to participate in. I mean, you're right, Pep. I mean, this is the thing. If the sticking point is that Mosley has to go and won't stand for re-election in October of this year, then his pals at the FIA and his pseudo-buddy Bernie Eccleston need to tap him on the shoulder and say, mate, I've got some commercial rights deals in place here.
Yeah.
If the sticking point is that we potentially lose these guys to another championship, you have to go.
Yeah.
Right? There's no ifs and there's no buts. I mean, this is all, once again, it's all brinkmanship. But for Charlie Whiting and co to turn around to FOTA and say, you guys aren't actually approved for next year, so you have no rights, no point of discussion.
Political bullshit.
Political bullshit. To turn around and say that after what we've read in the press and what FOTA have turned around and said, saying, well, hang on a minute, you agreed to this on this date and you said this, and now you're turning around and reneging on that deal. We can't deal with you people. I'd activate Plan B.
Yeah.
Fuck them, call their bluff again. I'd activate Plan B and say, right, we've got all these circuits. You might talk about an independent body scrutineering at races and all that sort of thing. Well, hey, there's no reason why FOTA can't go and get an independent body to perform the exact same thing that the FIA do at races. The FIA don't have a mortgage on who can scrutiny races and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, who can create a set of rules.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
So I'd be more than pleased now for FOTA to turn around and say, you know what, we all thought everything was honky-dory. You pretty much agreed to it all. Now you're turning around and saying that what we'd all agreed on was bullshit. You know what? I'm fed up with this now. You're dragging our sport down in the mud. We'll go and start our own championship.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't bother coming back to us again in 3 weeks or a week's time or 4 days. Fuck that. We're going out on our own.
You can't keep tainting the name of Formula One, and as a governing body, what you want to do is consult with all of the teams, come up with a set of regulations that go for a number of years, that don't change. The FIA...
But let's all at least agree on them.
Exactly.
Okay, FOTA thought that, you know, the FIA, they'd come to a compromise, and alright, that's great, we're there. Now we just need to sign it. And now it appears that the FIA have said, well, no, we didn't come to that compromise that we'd agreed on before. No, that wasn't really an agreement. I mean, this is bullshit. Mosley's got to go for a start. He's the big chink in the arm.
Mosley, you know, and any future FIA president needs to be in the background. I mean, Mosley's just an attention whore. He needs to get his face on the camera. He needs to be on the internet. He needs to be, you know, seen and heard. And frankly, mate, I don't think that he does. I think that he needs to sit in the background. He's like a producer in a movie. He just signs the deals in the back room, and he lets the actors and the people who are making the movie get on with making the movie and sit in the back and do whatever he does in his personal life. I would like to see Mosley go, and actually this latest rumour about Ari Vartman and Climb Dance, Max.
Respect.
Love it. You know, someone like Ari, or someone who's, you know, a motorsport, who's been in motorsport but is a little bit removed maybe from Formula One. A couple of weeks.
He's a parliamentarian as well, Ari Vartman at the moment.
Yeah.
But the thing is as well, right, a lot of you guys, or not a lot of you, but some of you said, oh, but Mosley's done a lot of good for Formula One over the years and all that. Yeah, you're right, he has. You know, look at the safety type of thing, and Mosley has done some good.
He has.
And we're not arguing that point of it, right? We've got to give kudos when they're due, and he has done some good things. But as far as handling this sort of thing is concerned, he's just had an absolute shocker.
Yeah.
And, you know, 16 years in the one job, yes, he's done some good stuff, but he's also fucked up monumentally on a number of occasions, and this is a classic case in point. It's time to go.
Yeah.
And
we don't need to see him at Grand Prix. We don't need to see him, his noggin on the internet web pages. No. We don't need to see him whoring around. Like, just fuck off and leave. Let us get on with this sport.
But I couldn't think of anyone better than Ari Vartman. When I was reading the other night, naturally I went back on and typed in Ari Vartman Pikes Peak and watched. And if you haven't seen that, type in Ari Vartman Pikes Peak. Climb Dance, as he said.
Yeah.
And it was
Gold,
wonderful.
Max.
He's 57, he's a motorsport hero, he's passionate about motorsport. My only concern is that if this clown Mosley decides to sort of stick his hand up and say, yeah, I'm going to go for the voter game, because he's got a lot of influence still in the world of motorsport, that Vartman might get wide-handed. But I'd like to think if FOTA end up signing a deal or coming to an agreement with the FIA under the auspices that Mosley cannot stand again, then I couldn't think of anyone better at the moment than Ari Vartman.
Well, guys, let us know what you think, and I suspect this isn't going to be our last video about this subject, but we hope it is, but you never know. I suspect we'll be doing more on this, but we'll see, Max.
We will.
Let us know what you think, and we'll see you soon.
Alright guys, enjoy the Nürburgring.
See you guys.
See ya.